Good day, happy travelers, vacation travel hacks here, talking about one of my favorite cruise itineraries that I've ever done on one of my top three favorite ships that I've ever been on. This is the Carnival Horizon Southern Caribbean cruise, leaving from Miami, going to Bonaire, going to Aruba, going to Curacao. It is a good time. If you're watching this, you are either you're booked on this and you're researching, hey, how do we work through the airport logistics? How do we get to the cruise port? I'll give you best practices on lodging, transportation, navigating the cruise port. And we'll also talk about, hey, are there free things to do at the ports of call? We'll talk about them and give you an overview of some of the paid options that are available. And we'll wrap up by saying, hey, here's how you get back home. Here's tips on how to do it. And we'll take care of you from that way. If you're not booked on this, then you're kind of scouting it out. You're saying, hey, what's this itinerary about? Now go ahead and get into it right now. So you're going to fly into one of two airports. One is either Fort Lauderdale International Airport, not pictured here, or Miami International Airport. Right here is a picture of Miami, very close to the cruise terminal, but it's about a 25, 30-minute drive just because of traffic and cruise traffic, events traffic. Fort Lauderdale International Airport, it's a 45-minute drive. Actually, that's where we stayed when we boarded this ship for spring break. 45-minute drive. And the reason I mention it is Fort Lauderdale was $250 cheaper on Delta per person. And so we saved $750. The price of the hotel between Miami and Fort Lauderdale was virtually the same. And the transportation, it's none of the hotels we were thinking of staying at offered complimentary transportation to the cruise port. So we ended up staying at Fort Lauderdale. SAS transportation took us down, 8 of us, $100 one way, got us to the cruise port, and it worked out really well. We were about 20 minutes. We got out of the van 20 minutes early. Otherwise, Miami will probably shoot most of you. We always recommend flying in the day before the cruise. You can have weather issue, pilot shortages, mechanical issues, staffing issues, software issues, just issues, air traffic control issues. There's just countless reasons for a plane to be delayed, and I just listed the ones that impacted me in the last calendar year. So we always recommend getting there a day early, and then worst case scenario, you're in Miami a day early. I'm sure there's something to do. I don't necessarily like stressing out flying in the day before or the day of a cruise. Now you're at the either in Fort Lauderdale, you're in Miami. Talk to your hotel. They may have a cheap transportation option for you to get to the cruise port, and that'll get you there. When you are there, the reason I zoomed in on the cruise terminal, so the cruise terminal is over here, and here's Miami. Here's the zoomed in. We left out of Terminal F. We came in, I believe it was out of Terminal D. And it was considerable. It was busy. I mean, if you're leaving out Saturday or Sunday, you're going to have the big Royal Caribbean ships. Horizon isn't small either. You're going to have Norwegian ships. There was a Virgin ship. There was a MSC ship. So it's going to be busy. And so I guess when we came in, we were at a different terminal. No biggie for us. We just told the company that was picking us up which terminal we're at. But if you park, you could be parked a little ways away, and they offer shuttles. It's just worth noting that if you say, hey, I'll see you on Sunday, we're at pick us up at Terminal D, you may just want to pay attention to that. Captain did tell us the day before, so you'll be able to work that out. Otherwise, you're going to be on the cruise ship, and you are going to be heading south. Took us 2 days to get down there, and one of the first stops, and in no particular order, they can rearrange them, but you're going to be making 3 stops here. The island of Curacao. Here's the cruise port. And is there something to do for free? Yeah. It's not like it's a little bit of a walk to the city, but I wouldn't necessarily say that it was like, hey, hey, I'm like in the city. Like as you'll see when we get to Bonaire and Aruba. It's just a little different, but there's a lot of excursions. Some of the best snorkeling that I've ever done. I'm a snorkeler. Some of the best snorkeling that I've ever done is in the Southern Caribbean. There's an all-inclusive beach resort and water park. So if you're a water park person, like water slides, like my kid, highly recommended. Get on that. If you just want to hang out at the beach, you want to go into some caves, Yeah, that's sure. Let's go into some caves. I'm down in the South Caribbean. Want to hang out with some turtles? The cool thing about one of these things, oh, and the turtles, there's a lot of them. If you've never seen a turtle in the water before, it is certainly worth seeing. So my dad's in the Navy. He does not want to do anything in the water. And he's a city guy, and that group goes and sees the city, and they do shopping like Curacao and shopping over here. And then I'm a water guy. I don't like sand, but I get through that. I make it, and we all go off and do. There's no wrong way to cruise, and we just go out and have fun. But otherwise, a lot, as you might imagine, a lot of beach, a lot of snorkeling, a lot of sightseeing. And then well, there you go. How about a cocktail tour of Curacao? So you got some stuff to do here. You won't be short on things to do. Your next stop is Bonaire. You're going to pull up right here. Yeah, there is some shopping right here. Otherwise, we went over to Klein Bonaire, which I guess is Dutch for small. Bonaire, if our tour guide was correct. I don't speak Dutch, but I didn't look it up. I trust my tour guide. We got off the boat. We walked down here to this port. It was like an old ship. Actually, I'll probably show it to you on the excursion here. But yeah, there's some shopping here that you could do for free. Kind of walk through Bonaire, and we took the boat and it went up this way, and that was fun. If you got some money and you don't like spending it at the cruise ship casino, look at that, Flamingo Beach Casino. That's pretty good. Lots of different ways to spend money on a cruise, and there's no wrong way to do it. You want to go on an ATV? You got it. Best of Bonaire. Just go around the island, kind of get a little sampler of everything. Then there's some snorkeling, some sailing and snorkeling. Then if you don't want to get in the water but pretend like you're snorkeling, you got glass bottom boat adventures. Then you got eco tours on, just do a different tour that's eco friendly, battery powered. Then you got a beach escape, ride around on a Harley. What about a Land Rover? It's $80 for a Land Rover, $220 for a Harley. I take the air conditioning. It's humidity. You want to go catch some fish? There you go, $1,000 a boat. Private van rental, $600. Just rent a van and drive around. Mountain trail. Then you can go to this national park here to look at some flamingos. And you got some here it is right here. This is what we did. The Semur Sail Beach. The dude gives you a story about how he ended up with the boat. It's a pretty cool thing. And then once you get to this small Bonaire, really, really, really cool. I mean, just a really cool area to snorkel and see. They give you they put you in like little boats and take you to the beach, and you're there for a couple hours. It was enough time. It was ample time. So this was a good one. I do recommend that. I've never actually been on a bad excursion yet. Which is good because Carnival doesn't pick these for you to not have a good time. They pick you so that you do have a good time. Then there's more snorkeling, some different. There's just no wrong way to do it. Oh, this is the Beach Express takes you to the same place that the excursion that we did, except it's just not on an old wooden boat. Might be more comfortable. I don't know. But we enjoyed it. We might do it again. Aruba. Now, funny, I've been in many waters. I've been in the Eastern Caribbean, Western Caribbean, St. Thomas, St. Lucia. But when I jumped off the water in Aruba, I jumped off the boat into the water in Aruba. That was the coldest water I've been in a long time, and I still don't know why. I don't know why it was that cold. I'm from Seattle. I don't like cold water. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. De Palm Island is a very popular place, and you can go hop on a bus. You can go snorkeling. I think we did go snorkeling. I'll see if I can't find it here, the one that we did. But man, they took us to like a World War II sunken ship, and it's just amazing how clear, yes, and cold the water was, and maybe that was just unusual. A banana bus to Eagle Beach. Catamaran, sail, and snorkel. That might have been what we did. I'll remember it when I see it. De Palm Island. If you're going to go to the De Palm Island beach snorkel, that one sold out, and it sold out really, really fast, and it snuck up on us. So if there's something that you want to do, be careful because the limited availability sticker will come out on it, and then it's gone. But yeah, the De Palm Island one, if you see one that says De Palm Island, yeah, that one goes fast. Yeah, it's the Snorkel Beach Aqua Park. That one goes super fast, and the price goes up over time too. So worth noting. So anyway, it's really awesome to go in there, and you can there's free stuff to do. So the cruise terminal is going to be, you're going to line up right in this area or here or here. There's no wrong. They just park wherever they see stuff, and you can shop here. There's a bunch of shops to do here, so you kind of walk out, and there's the I Love Aruba the sign right here. I Love Aruba. So you can get a picture in front of that. We certainly did. You can't, not do it. And just, I don't know. I don't even know how to say this. As you walk down this road here, just if you have folks, kids, some of the gift shops, and I've never seen this in too many other gift shops, but there's a theme on some of the gifts, and it may not be appropriate for all members of the family. It might be quite puzzling. I think the appropriate term is phalluses of all shapes and sizes. So if that's like, whoa, hey, I don't want to take, just maybe you go in there first to make sure that what you see is what you want your kids to see. And I had a look. I was like, hey, what's going on here with this? I was like, well, it is the happy place, and that's the theme here. So anyway, hey, we're going back. We'll be back there on the same ship, same itinerary, and next November, and that is going to be a good time. All right, so let's wrap it up. Those are your 3 stops: 2 days down, 2 days back. 3 fantastic stops, and if we don't snorkel all 3 times again next time, then I hope we pick something better to do, because snorkeling is just great. So anytime dining. So Carnival has the early dining, late dining, and anytime dining, and they also have entertainment. They have a comedy show, family-friendly comedy show. My kid loves to laugh. And then heck, who doesn't? And it's appropriate. It's not super awkward. And they also, have the shows in the theaters. And so what we do is we choose anytime dining, and we look at the day's agenda, and we book dinner around maybe even in between the night entertainment. One time we did the early dinner, we were missing shows. Like we were late to theater, so we either had a really bad seat behind a pole, or the comedy was, we missed comedy. So anyway, recommend it if the entertainment's important to you. And anytime dining is still fantastic. We've had the assigned dining time. The anytime dining is fantastic. If anything, you just don't get that intimate relationship with that one server, that one server that you always get. And you know what? We were okay with that. We already talked about flying in the day before. Miami and Fort Lauderdale are your airports that service Port of Miami. Most hotels do have shuttles, call them. And then in terms of going home, I would recommend leaving after 12. If you're leaving out of the Miami, you're really close. You might be able to get away with earlier, something like 10 or 11. I never recommend it. You could do it. And then, of course, don't forget Guy's Burgers. Then you got the Katina. There's so much food, but Guy's is our favorite. Then, of course, Kids Club. If you have a kid and Kids Club is part of it, make sure to get in there on day one. Even though day one's busy, you got orientation, muster station, and trying to figure out your way around the ship. Let's get them in day one. Get them in on day 2. A lot of kids form friendships, bonds. They're familiar. Now your kid's kind of the new one, so we won't make that mistake again. So otherwise, hey, fantastic itinerary, fantastic cruise ship, and you're going to have a fantastic time. And I'll see you in the next video.